Cleve Threadgill out of elementary schools, and this video will be a discussion about the budget. I think it is important to communicate to our community where we stand as far as our financial situation. I want to start off by saying I think in my 5 years as superintendent that this has probably without a doubt been the toughest budgeting that I've had to do from the standpoint of the guesswork that the state of Illinois has left us with on our revenue side. We're always pretty good we do a good job, and we know that from our local taxes, and those revenues are always pretty solid. But when it comes to the state, we're left with some guesswork. Now, part of that guesswork is always what we call our categorical payments. We're always due 4 payments from the state of Illinois. They almost never make them all in a fiscal year. So therefore, we're left to guess how many of those payments will you receive. And this year, we're really led to believe that 2 out of the 4 will be the max before the end of our fiscal year on June the 30th. You know, if you comparatively speaking, if you could imagine your boss telling you, for instance, I may give you all of your paychecks this year, I may not. It's kind of the same situation we're in. I don't think that an employer would get away with that kind of thing, but our state has been doing this for many years. Our general state aid last year also was something that, for the first time ever, that the state at the end of the year informed districts that you wouldn't be receiving all of your general state aid because of the lack of revenues. In the end, we fell into a hold harmless category, and were able to collect 130,000 of the 136 that they were going to take away. But now this is of great concern, since the budget is an impasse in Springfield, and having no idea when this is going to settle. Some rumor that it could be January. What will be the backlog of bills at that point in time for our state, and is how much are they going to raise taxes to cover that? It's a concern not just from a school district standpoint, but people across the board have concerns with this. And so again, we're left to guess, and we really question whether we'll receive all that 92% proration. That's of concern because that's going to cost us $425,000 how it is. This is the 5th consecutive year of proration of the general state aid from the state of Illinois. Out of elementary schools has been cut $2.25 million in funds that we should have received over that time. And that backlog has hurt us greatly. And the more that they continue to cut us in this area, the more problems that we're going to have moving forward covering our expenses. Certainly myself and the Board of Education have not ignored the situation and have made many cost savings measures over the last 4 years. It seems very probable that we're going to have to make more of them moving forward. Seeing that there is so many different topics in this video, I think the last thing I want to say before we move on and I follow up with another video is that our revenue streams are still very concerning. When you keep your revenue streams from the same as 7 or 8 years ago, you have to try to keep the expenses down to go with it, and that's not always an easy thing to do. But what makes this even more troublesome is not having any idea on the state end whether they're going to come through at all with what they've promised. And so I'm going to end this video by just stressing the fact that we are doing everything we can to make sure that we provide the best education possible, but the state is certainly not making that any easier. Okay, thank you.